I'm Uncle Sam, and I'm watching Jiggy Jag TV.
Back here on kjagradio.com, I'm Jiggy Jag out here at the Cotillion Ballroom in the great city of Wichita, Kansas, the air capital. Yes, I'm the only one who still calls it the air capital. And we've got Mike. I'm going to get the hell out of the way and let the people with talent talk. Gentlemen, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
All right, I'm Joe Voy. I'm the drummer for the Justin Andrew Murray Band.
I'm Derek Tucker. I'm a Wichita native, and I'm the bass player for the Justin Andrew Murray Band.
And my name is Justin. I am also a Wichita native. I'm the singer and guitar player for the Justin Andrew Murray Band.
Now, talk to me about the performance tonight, opening for Trampled Underfoot. Or did they pull a swerve, and are you guys having them open for you?
That's it. Well, I mean, tough. They're all our really good friends, so you know we're gonna open for them and let them have a rush.
Okay.
For a while, because we know they don't get an opportunity to play very many big stages these
That's
days.
right.
So
let them get the pop.
they're our friends, and we want to look out for them as best we can.
No, we're really appreciative for them, you know, being able to bring us back home like this, and for us to be able to play, you know, the Cotillion. We're still getting ready to release our first EP here pretty quick, and you know, so we're still kind of building our following, and being able to come home and play in front of a crowd like this is it's a genuine, enjoyable situation to be in.
That's cool. Well, talk to me about the new EP you just mentioned there. When's it coming out, and all that?
Hopefully shooting, I mean, at least by March. March would be it'd be nice to just have a fully packaged product by then, and you know, obviously we're still in the process of getting everything mixed down and finalized and mastered. I actually just finished this morning, just recorded the vocal tracks before it set out on the road to come down here for this show tonight. So
Well, that's cool. Well, talk to me about some of the trials and tribulations you guys have had with this, with the recording of this EP. Have there been any like major
scheduling?
We've had a few false starts, which ultimately I think was a blessing. You know, the band kind of hit the ground running. Justin had a lot of pull and talk about him in Kansas City as a player, you know, and so when the band got formed, a lot of people already knew who he was, and so man, we hit the ground and just started gigging nonstop. And we haven't had a lot of time to really be able to sit back and develop a lot of these songs like we wanted to. So, you know, we've tracked once in a different studio, and it just didn't work out very well. And then we tried a couple live recording situations that didn't work out very well, and that's given us the time to kind of let these songs grow and develop. And so, you know, just with the rough tracks that I've heard already, man, it's definitely a positive experience. So we've had a few negative experiences with some, you know, people and situations, but ultimately it's turned out to be for the best. So
That's cool. Now, talk to me a little bit about being such a big name in the Kansas City area and blues and everything, and how that's going to basically make this EP the highest selling EP ever.
big name. I don't know if I'm the big name. I just happen to know a few big names, and I've been very fortunate so far. Obviously, Trampled Underfoot, Danielle, Nick, and Chris, they're all great. Samantha Fish was definitely the one who had the most pull in getting me up there. Mike Zito, who's not up in Kansas City, but he's also a good friend of mine. I'll call him my friend. I've got all of his contact info, and we stay in touch. You know, try to.
You guys follow each other on Twitter and are friends on Facebook.
Yes,
that's enough.
any more nowadays it is, but no, it's.
You like my picture?
I don't know. It's. I mean, for me, a big name. I don't know. Like it's. I don't think I can go as far as
it's
saying
more along
that.
the lines of, you know, I mean,
it's who we know. at this point.
Yeah, and it totally was a situation where Justin had, was able to sit in with some people on stage, in some high-profile situations, and we definitely had a lot of help getting into these venues that normally, you'd have to knock and knock and knock again to be able to even get talked to, and so there was some phone calls made saying, hey, you got to let these guys have a chance, and that really, gave us the opportunity to kind of hit the ground running, and now we're getting to a point where it's like, okay, this last 6-8 months has been a blur. Now let's figure out exactly where we're going to go from here. So.
Well, that's cool. Well, I want to get each of your thoughts on this. What separates a musician from just an artist?
Well, all musicians are going to be an artist to an extent, if you want to go ahead and use the label of musician.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that play instruments and really are just playing an instrument. They're not really owning the instrument. And I don't want to come off like some kind of pretentious goob or anything, but I personally went through a lot of music school, like studying theory and composition and things, to try to be as well-rounded as possible.
Yeah.
There's so many, especially coming from a drumming standpoint, there's so many just like guys out there that they fall into several categories. Either they're just having fun, they really don't know what's going on, and then there's the guys that are really, really good players that have like kind of been brought up playing, especially in churches. There's a lot of great drummers playing in churches nowadays, but they aren't really formally trained. And then there's guys that really actually study composition and know why things work the way they do. And as far as the artistic comment, that's a personal thing. It's putting your interpretation on the music. I'm very fortunate in this band. I've been in a lot of bands, and especially blues in Kansas City. There's a lot of shuffles, there's a lot of slow blueses. As a drummer, you're doing a lot of the same stuff over and over.
Yeah.
And, it's work, and it can be fun if you're with the right players. But it's been a blessing for me having him. The music he writes is very not traditionally structured. There's like, you can tell he's almost written almost like a story, and then kind of like has some cool riffs and put the music to these lyrics, and you end up with some really quirky stuff that is really interesting and fun to play, and that lets me as a performer really put my own artistic kind of interpretation on it. So it's just been a lot of fun. Let's boil all that down.
Difference between an artist and a musician. I don't really think there's a difference. Musician seems like sort of a subcategory of artist. There's all different mediums that artists work inside of, everything from, obviously, video and media and things like that to, more traditional sculpting and painting and whatnot. My girlfriend's a very brilliant visual artist. She designed our logo, so I'm not going to really knock anybody who does visual art. But just as far as the term musician, I think, again, man, they're not really definable things. They're sort of labels that people like to use and differentiate with people, and sometimes it's used in a context where it's creates this us and them mentality. That kind of, it's a psychological thing that makes people feel better about themselves.
Yeah,
almost derogatory at times.
You're a musician.
But I think anybody expressing themselves is a positive thing. Now as far as the quality that goes into it, that's a totally subjective thing. I know I have my own personal tastes, that are more schizophrenic than eclectic. But I know when I listen to something, if I feel like the individual who's performing it and the people that wrote it were putting themselves into it, and it was a genuine artistic endeavor. Again, totally a subjective opinion, but if that connects with me, then I have respect for that. So then I have respect for that artist or musician, as opposed to somebody that seems like they're more of a, they're doing it more because their label told them to, or they've been studying trends as far as iTunes sales are going and trying to copy hits that are currently there. And then both things exist, but that, to me, that's the difference between an artist and someone who's just a music professional or a performer.
That's cool.
I kind of agree. I agree mostly with Derek. Like being a musician, kind of just a subcategory of being an artist. Like it's really weird thinking. I still have a very hard time thinking of myself as a singer. Like I'm still, in my mind, I'm still just a guitar player who sings. And you know, as far as the writing goes, I mean, most everything was just kind of what came naturally to me. I've always been a firm believer in that, in developing your own sound. It's your failure to sound like your heroes is what ultimately gives you, makes you sound like you. And you know, because it's great. Like that's why I really do. I appreciate artists who are more focused, obviously, on I'm all about the song and all about the material, and not so much the individual playing, so to speak.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No.
And,
Look at that. They just show up. People just walk in and walk out.
And the interview's been trampled under.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I just broke a major rule.
First
I didn't put this
down.
on silent.
Oh man.
But anyways, you know, I really am. And
I did that around OTEP one time. It wasn't a good picture.
Do you know who I am?
But no, it really is. It's
She was
about,
not happy.
They seem so cuddly though. Like,
Of course. Now, as we wrap up, how do we find you guys on the internet? What's the best spot to?
Facebook, Reverb Nation.
and we're currently in the process of putting together our marketing and media. So be looking for a website real soon. Just Google Justin Andrew Murray Band. You'll be able to find us. No problem.
Can we follow you guys on Twitter and all?
Yes,
or Facebook
we are all
or
on
anything?
Twitter. Yeah. Our band page is actually ran through Twitter. So.
Oh, well, that's cool.
And Reverb Nation, they all feed into the Facebook.
Yep.
So.
That's cool. Network everything together.
It's very user friendly. Which is great for people starting out, and then that also congests it sometimes. So, after you kind of wade through all the other stuff, there's a lot of good stuff out there, and very thankful and fortunate that media sites are user-friendly like that for people who are just getting their start.
Well, that's cool. Well, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you very much.
Thanks much.
Yep.
Yes, the real media.
KJAG Radio and KMA Entertainment, your source for entertainment news and interviews in Central and South Central Kansas. The best of the best are here, and we go above and beyond to bring you the most bang for your buck. Find us on the social sites like Facebook and Twitter. Log on to kjagradio.com and jiggyjaguar.com for more.
Thank you. Good night.